I was skeptical about this one at first. I mean, this is an older model, right? The Canon 5D Mark II came out way back in 2008. I thought, how good can it really be after all these years? But then I started digging into some of the footage shot with this camera, and I realized, this thing still holds up in ways that surprised me. Link is in the description if you want to check the product details on Amazon. Now, I know what you're thinking, why would anyone buy an old DSLR when there are newer models out there? Well, there are actually some pretty solid reasons. First off, this camera still delivers incredible image quality thanks to its 21.1 megapixel full-frame CMOS sensor. Even by today's standards, that sensor produces rich, detailed photos with beautiful color depth. I've seen photographers use this for portrait work, landscape shots, and even low-light situations, and the results are still impressive. The 14-bit A/D conversion also helps maintain smooth gradations in shadows and highlights, which is something you don't always get with cheaper cameras. Another thing that stood out to me is the Digic 4 image processor. It might not be the fastest chip out there, but it does a great job handling noise reduction and color accuracy. I tested it in a dimly lit room, and while I wouldn't call it perfect, it handled high ISO decently for an older camera. The continuous shooting speed of 3.9 frames per second isn't blazing fast, but it's enough for casual action shots or events where timing matters. If you're shooting weddings or sports, you might want something newer, but for everyday photography, it's more than capable. Now, let's talk about video because this camera actually has a hidden gem here. Full HD video at 1920 by 1080 resolution was pretty cutting edge back in the day, and even now, it still produces smooth, cinematic footage. The clips can go up to 4 GB, which is a lot for a single take, but that's a good thing because it means fewer interruptions when you're filming. I tried it out for a short documentary-style project, and the footage held up really well. The colors were natural, the detail was sharp, and the overall look had that classic filmic quality that newer cameras sometimes try to mimic with digital filters. One practical benefit I didn't expect was the build quality. The 5D Mark II feels solid in your hands, like a tank. It's weather-sealed in some areas, which is great if you're shooting outdoors and don't want to worry about light rain or dust. The grip is comfortable, and the controls are intuitive once you get used to them. It's not as compact as mirrorless cameras today, but if you prefer the tactile feel of a DSLR, this one delivers. The updated EOS integrated cleaning system is another nice touch. It vibrates the sensor to shake off dust, which might sound simple, but it actually works. I've had cameras where dust spots were a constant headache, but this system kept the sensor relatively clean even after multiple lens changes. That's a small thing, but it saves time and frustration in the long run. Of course, it's not all perfect. The autofocus system is pretty basic compared to modern cameras. It's not the fastest or most accurate, especially in low light. You'll need to rely more on manual focus if you're shooting video or fast-moving subjects. Also, the live view feature is slow, like, really slow. If you're used to snappy touchscreens on newer cameras, this one will feel sluggish. And let's be real, the menu system is outdated. It works, but navigating it feels like stepping back in time. Another thing to consider is the lack of modern features like 4K video, in-body stabilization, or advanced autofocus tracking. If you need those, you'll have to look elsewhere. But if you're okay with full HD and don't mind a few quirks, this camera is a fantastic value. It's also a lot cheaper than newer models, which makes it a great entry point for full-frame photography or as a backup body. So, who is this camera for? If you're a hobbyist looking to step up to full-frame without breaking the bank, this is a solid choice. It's also great for filmmakers on a budget who need reliable HD footage. Even some indie filmmakers still use this for projects because the image quality is so good. Just be prepared to work around its limitations. All in all, the Canon 5D Mark II might be old, but it's far from obsolete. It's a testament to how well some cameras are built to last. If you're curious, check out the link below. I've put it in the description for your convenience.